from Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
And welcome to another edition of Marked Out Wrestling. We are going to break down the Wednesday Night Wars and discuss tonight who won Wednesday. We're going to start it off with a little quick plug. We are on the AEW discussion group on Facebook. We're going to be streaming there for our show tonight, as well as YouTube and Twitch. We'll get to those people on the board. I want to quickly, before I bring in my host, just kind of break down a little bit about what tonight was. It felt like NXT focused on their rebuilding the women's division. There was tag division. They set up North American NXT title stories. AEW had a lot of tag matches. They added a little bit for Fyter Fest, but they really didn't, in my opinion, overall deliver. However, that's not how the game works. We're going to break it down side by side, and to do that, I got to have my other host join me. In studio with me. Social distancing with the screen between us is Rody Rob. What's up, buddy?
Hi, everyone. It's really nice to see you all, or not to see you, but just to have you with us tonight. We're excited to talk about wrestling because tonight was a good night to be a wrestling fan when you have two quality products going head to head.
Absolutely. And joining us live from the Marked Out Dojo bunker, he's got to be sequestered. He's got hip issues and all sorts of stuff. That's Bionic Brian. What's going on, buddy?
Nope. That's actually incorrect. Well, thank you. Hello, how are you, by the way? I am actually not in the bunker. I came out. I had to get some groceries. I had to go to the clinic. I had to go get some jeans. I had to go to Green Tiki. I am actually at the MOWP dojo right now. I am outside of it. I forgot my key, so I can't get in. Do you guys have the key?
Greg had it.
Yeah. Greg you should never have given Greg the copy of the key. Anyway.
What do you want, man? What do you want?
Don't give it to Greg.
I don't want to stay late.
Anyway.
Well, I'm now fucking stuck here.
Anyway, so if you're new to the show, AEW has been steadily kicking NXT's butt on Who Won Wednesday here for at least a month. It's been very lopsided. Tonight, I think it might be closer, and who knows where we're going to get to. Before we do that, Rob, can you tell me who's on the chat board?
From what I can tell right now, and there are so many to choose from that I have to so many. I have to find just the few that really stick out to me. But I see that Bus is on there. Sklenner is there as well. Daniel Price is joining us. Stike Leather's here. I don't know if it's him or if it's Carmen. I have no idea.
It's Carmen. She's just saying hello and goodbye.
Oh, hello and goodbye to you too, Carmen. And I see also, Marked Out Wrestling's on there as well. So
Daniel Price understands. He says if Greg has the key, it's gone.
No, Evan Wright, my boy,
for sure,
my bitch,
my boy bitch.
Use you.
Gotta pay the troll toll. Oh, Rob doesn't know that yet.
Nope.
All right, let's get it started. Are you ready?
Yeah, man. I'm ready.
Kicking it off, we have tag team championship matches on both shows for the curtain jerk here. Brian, where do you want to start?
Hey,
pick a
you
show.
know what? Let's go with AEW. I'm sorry, NXT. I want to hear about NXT because I was solely focused on AEW tonight.
Now, I don't want to take away from NXT's match. The match was good. The aftermath was good and probably better than the match because of the consequence factor that Rob always talks about. But right off the bat, they had me rolling. Imperium comes out, normal intro, very stiff the way they do it. Imperium, here we come.
Can I interrupt you before you get to the good part?
Oh, man. I have no idea what's going on.
Just want to say hi to Teddy Two Stone and Akanda the Fuck Vice on the Fuck Vice.
Why does he say I'm going bald? Full head of hair.
You are?
So go ahead. We had Imperium.
Teddy's busting my balls saying I'm going bald on the air.
He's on shrooms.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so we have Imperium come out. They do their, normal thing there. And then we have Emporium come out. And Emporium is, of course, the team of Fabio and Marsupial, a.k.a. Breezango. They do the whole kayfabe thing like they normally do, but instead of Fashion Police gimmick here, they did a basically parody gimmick. And they also had a really good match, a lot of false finishes, a couple times where they, if somebody didn't break up the pin, they would have won. At the end, they don't win. And we have the two big boys that are with Bivens. I don't know. I can't remember.
I can never remember their names.
It's something. It's not easy to remember.
No,
I know that.
Not gonna.
And we have.
I'll pull it up.
Okay.
And then we have Brian's favorite, before they
Who?
can get to the ring, we have Birch and Lorcan come out and attack them. So, Rob, this felt like we've got 4 tag teams out here now. We're slowly trying to rebuild a division that kind of fizzled, with Riddle and Dunn as champions, especially since that storyline didn't even really conclude.
Well, it didn't conclude because obviously fuckery Dunn's probably stuck somewhere with COVID.
Yeah, he is. He's been stuck out of the country.
So, so what's the basis of your question? Are you just asking for my analysis on this?
No, I'm just
match?
saying we finally are starting to have some tag teams again here. Forgotten Sons got called up. Everybody disappeared.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was thinking, I actually vocalized that at the end, like, hey, look, they're actually working on a tag team division. I don't mind Imperium. I think Bartel's horrible in the ring. I just got to be honest.
What?
Bartel? You don't
You're fucking kidding.
Fabian Eichner's great. Are you crazy? Have you watched Bartel in the ring? I mean, have you watched him? He's not good in the ring, man.
There was some
He's sloppy.
spots where Fandango had to do the work on a hip toss because the guy didn't get over. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's always sloppy. Just go back and watch his
right.
matches.
I forgot you guys have done loops in Puerto Rico and are very seasoned veterans in the ring. What? I can see you, Rob. Even though I'm not in studio, I can see.
Brian, all we're saying is Fabian Eichner is so good that he makes Barthel look.
That's what it
less.
is.
Maybe that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's kind of like the Bucks, because they're so smooth, they make everyone else look so slow.
We're talking
right?
about a tag team
exactly.
partner.
Yes.
Anyway.
So,
but we have a nice segment here where we feature not just a match. You have a lot of consequence going on. Tyler Breeze was in the middle of that melee with the other 2 teams.
So my question is, after last week we had the promo on NXT where they talked, where Breezango did their whole, between the bells, it's all business, the bells, but outside of the bells, it's all about entertaining people. And I was cool with that, but then they get a tag title shot, and they lose, which kind of shits
You don't think
on
the
their
fuckery
promo.
was enough for them to lose?
Is it enough for them to get? Is it enough of a reason to put them back in it?
In the
do
hunt,
do they have the heat for that?
In the hunt, maybe they go against Bivens' team for a minute.
Okay, you think you really think that Breezango is going to beat Bivens' team?
No.
Okay. So
it was Indus Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna try it. I can't say it. I'll get
Indus
there.
Sure.
I'll get there. Indus Sure.
Indus
Sure.
Blah.
Dusky.
It's like
Sandusky.
It's like Joey on Friends
Sure.
trying to do French.
Okay.
No, it's not like Sandusky. What the fuck?
That's horrible. Why would you say that, Brian?
You said that. Well, that's also a town, I think, in Maryland. Anyway, but go on.
Go ahead, host.
Anaconda Vice is yelling at you on the board. I don't know what he's talking about, Rob.
What do you say? I'm sorry.
I don't know. You read it.
I'll look for it.
I'm going to switch over to the other side, the AEW side. Paige and Omega versus the Natural Nightmares. Brian, no chance that Natural Nightmares were winning here. This thing was a little bit paint by numbers. I'm not saying it was bad. It was a good match. But you knew what was going to happen. You knew Bunny was going to come out and screw this.
Yeah, it's still kind of confusing what they're doing with her, because I know we've been kind of discussing the idea of
her.
it's
Allie. Sorry, not Bunny.
Allie. Well, yeah, right. But we were discussing the idea of her just kind of doing this whole gimmick to kind of lure the Natural Nightmares into a feud with Butcher and Blade. But now it seems they weren't even together tonight, right? Like Butcher and Blade were on a totally separate segment.
Well, no, Butcher and Blade, and since this stuff started with Allie and not Bunny, Allie has not been anywhere near Butcher and Blade.
Right.
But I mean, we haven't even seen. I mean, Bunny, is that character just done? Are they just like wiping their hands clean of it?
She came out not dressed like a bunny tonight.
I think this might be a long game. Maybe Butcher and Blade are going to go after the Nightmares eventually.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, they haven't even teased it or anything. So they
didn't even explain her leaving Bunny.
Yeah, she kind of.
What's that?
They didn't even explain her leaving the Bunny character behind. Brian, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. No, I know. That's why it's kind of weird, because usually so far I know they haven't had that much sample size, but they've been pretty good with consistency with characters and stuff. But for them to just stray away from it without even explaining it is a little weird. But so hopefully this is just a con.
Ironically, Brian, it's one of the things that I kind of like about NXT is
in AEW.
I'm sorry, AEW. Thank you.
AEW.
That I like about AEW is we talked about it with Billy Gunn. We'll get there, but it felt like to me like one day Billy Gunn went to Cody and was like, "Hey, buddy. So I'm thinking I want to do a faction called the Gun Club with me and my boys." And Cody went, "Cool, we'll do it next week, right?" Where in WWE, it's like, "Hey Vince, I got an idea for a faction called the Gun Club with me and my boys." "Oh, that sounds great. Let's go ahead and write that down for me. Put together a business plan. We're gonna send it to the writers' room. We're gonna see what we can do with it, and then we'll tell you how it's gonna be. Well, maybe we can run it in about 6 months, something like that, right?" So
maybe we can get some T-shirts made.
Right. So AEW really feels free to it feels like they have the freedom to give and try things, and that also gives you the freedom to say, you know what, we tried something, it didn't really work. Let's go ahead and just move it out. I'm not saying Bunny didn't work. I'm saying that maybe Bunny had more usage than what she was in that role.
I agree. And Brian, since she wasn't really too much featured, especially in the women's division tonight, but Penelope Ford is a perfect example of that. Bianca Belair is a perfect example of that. They're not just coming out with their significant others; they're legitimate wrestlers that can do more. And Allie, if you recall, made her debut before Butcher Blade and Bunny.
Yeah.
So Allie had a couple of spots. So I wouldn't say she can go, but she's got some capabilities.
Sure. Or maybe, since they've had so many injuries in the women's division, maybe they're kind of switching gears and changing directions with her because of those injuries. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, the board is listing that Ricky Starks and Abaddon are now signed to AEW. Yep. So congratulations to them. And that's my segue. Oh shit, we got to vote first.
I'll just say, Anaconda Vice on the YouTube live chat board. I completely missed your question at some point. I'm sure it was irrelevant and probably something I'll never need to address again in my life.
Oh,
I mean, it's Anaconda Vice, so it's what it is.
Yeah, I'm surprised he got a hall pass tonight to join us live.
I have it if you want me to read it.
Okay,
read it. What is it? Yeah.
Hey Rob, what happened to Raw? Remember when you said it would be amazing because Heyman took over? Now he's out and it never was. What happened, man?
Hey, you're fucking 2 nights late. That would happen.
And that's
true.
And as we've all talked about, if you go back and listen to Monday night,
check the tape,
which you should, because it was fun.
Especially the analysis of SpongeBob.
It was. But Heyman had a long-term goal for building these young talents. The project wasn't over with.
9 months into an 18-month plan.
Right. So the project wasn't over with. Now, I'm not going to sit here and defend Raw to you. I mean, I've defended certain episodes of Raw because I thought that they were worth defending. And I've also shit on episodes of Raw because I thought they were worth shitting on. As an overall product, Raw is below the mark. So I'll just leave that at that, and let's talk about AEW.
I'm going to call him Tangent Vice from now on. You got to show up Monday, buddy.
Hey, Brian, is anybody on Facebook chat board? Do you have that open?
Yeah, I have it in. They're filing in right now, so I'll just wait for that to kind of,
Okay.
All right.
Too hard to kind of take through.
Time to vote. Imperium versus Emporium. Page versus Omega.
Man, this is tough. Again, we're talking consequence, but we saw a continued thing with FTR.
No.
Oh no,
that wasn't until later.
I'm sorry, my brains got mixed up.
That wasn't until second hour.
I gotta go NXT here. The Fandango entrance and the consequence of a division rebuild, I think, wins it for me. So NXT for the first round.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Rob. Brian.
Ooh,
Rob took all
this
the
is
points,
tough.
so I disagree with you.
I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm as much as I did like the AEW tag team match. I am intrigued by what Fandango, what they've got going on. I wish they would kind of go more in Breezango. I'm sorry, in a more serious direction. I hope this is kind of a Kickstarter for it. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go with NXT.
All right.
Oh wow. Hold on.
I know. It's
this
very
is Roderick
rare.
Strong. I approve this method. We got a Roddy.
Hell has frozen over.
Holy shit.
Segue to Abaddon, the newly signed AEW signee.
I said that Brian, have you ever seen the movie 13 Ghosts?
Yeah, that was kind of crappy, wasn't it? With cubes.
I liked it.
Is Brian in a time delay?
Well,
every time we ask him anything, it's like
it's okay.
crickets.
It's a little delay. Well, I liked 13 Ghosts. She was clearly the female, and I don't know the proper name.
She was the 14th ghost?
No, she was one of the 13, but she was clearly the female, Banshee ghost. So just putting that out there. But go ahead, Abaddon.
No, I know the 14th ghost. The 14th ghost was the mom. Spoiler alert.
No, I know the 14th ghost was Tony Shalhoub. He's supposed to die and become.
Oh, he was the 14th. Yeah.
She was one
His
of
mom
the
was there though, right?
Yeah, right.
All right.
She was one of them.
Yep.
All right.
That's what happened.
All right. So we're gonna only talk about this match for a second because the aftermath I want to talk about in the next segment.
Okay.
So just keep it to Anna Jay and Abaddon, who looked strong. It was kind of a squash match, a little bit, if you will. I know, Brian, you like Anna Jay, but
well, that works with what happened, though.
right, it does, it does, and we're going to talk about the fallout.
yeah.
But I want to put it against the women's division match of NXT on the other side. Xia Li and Aaliyah finally getting a win thanks to the vomit spot for Robert Stone. Is that what you would call it? What would
Excuse
you call
me,
that?
what?
So Aaliyah found
the
Robert.
picture.
Robert Stone was laying, outside of the barrier, and he was drunk. Had a bottle in a bag, and Aaliyah came in to fight Xia Li. But before that, she detoured and went and hit Robert Stone up, and like drug him to the ring. And like, come with me. And I said to Adam, Aaliyah's about to get her first fucking win ever.
And she did.
And so Robert Stone's on the side of the ring, just fucking hobo drunk. And at a certain
That's
portion,
a great way to describe it.
at a certain portion in the night, in the ring, in the match, he gets up on the apron, he kind of leans over the top rope, and then he projectile vomits all over the ring. And then Aaliyah comes in for the schoolboy, and
Which Xia Li accidentally kicked out of.
right, and she had to adjust and try it again for the pin. And Aaliyah walks
like a
away.
5 count.
Right, and Aaliyah walks away with Stone as apparently her new manager. Aaliyah's about to go on a fucking win streak, and she's going to take down Chelsea Green in revenge.
After what, 7 years on NXT, she's finally got a win.
Finally got a win. So,
Holy shit!
But he projectile vomited. I know you're not old enough, Brian, but if you'd ever seen the movie, it was Porky's 2. I think it was 2, where Adam, I think, where they were in the ballroom and she had the throw up in her tit, and she pulled it over. It was all like cream corn and peas.
I think I blocked that out. I've definitely seen Porky's too.
But it was like that. Yeah, might have been Porky's 3.
Okay.
All right.
What
Porky's
about
3
meatballs?
was no. Those were all different. There's an alien in one of them. So just the match: Abaddon and Anna Jay, Xia Li and Aaliyah. I have to go with Abaddon and Anna Jay because the Robert Stone, the Aaliyah, the Xia spot at the end. I mean, the pinning combo is a big deal. The consequence is good to pair them up together. Both of them have bottomed out in NXT, Robert Stone and Aaliyah. But I don't know where you're going with this overall in the end.
I just told you.
Well, I don't care about it, I guess is my point.
So that's why you're picking
Oh man,
That's why I'm picking AEW.
because you just don't care.
Well, I care more about the Abaddon debut, and this is a different character. Like you said, a banshee.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be interesting.
So what NXT
It could be like a female boogeyman.
Yeah, what NXT is in dire need of is rebuilding their women's division because Charlotte came in and took a huge Flair-sized shit all over it and just completely destroyed the women's division in NXT. So they needed to do some heavy reboots. Xia Li is a great talent, and if you go on a network and you see more about her, you'll fall in love with her. I fucking love her, and she's not too bad on the gram either.
Giggity.
And Aaliyah, who has never had a win, and you can have your personal feelings about her, but I always thought that she's been fairly solid in the ring. So
A little bland.
giving her some story with Robert Stone, who's got some beef with Chelsea Green. It could start a new rivalry, kickstart the division. We had some more women's stuff happen later. I think it's pretty good. Now, I like the Abaddon and what's her name?
Anna Jay.
Anna Jay match. And I like the consequence we're about to talk about. I did like it, but I saw as far as match to match, I think NXT was pushing it more on the win there.
Brian, you got to break the tie here.
I mean, this is a significant night. Aaliyah got her first win, I think, possibly ever, right? Like ever.
Maybe there was like a tag match or something.
Ever.
No,
But-
she hadn't even won a tag match.
But right, as significant as that is, I mean, you have Abaddon. She's now fully in AEW apparently, and not to mention the whole deal with Anna Jay going with on her own accord with the Dark Order and Mr. Brody Lee. I fucking love that. Plus, you have in the middle of that,
That's not part of this
Dark
yet.
Order giving
That's
the
not.
contract.
That's not
Sorry,
part
what?
of this. Not part of this.
Yeah.
I said it like 6 times.
Whoa. What?
That's
What?
that's the next thing. All this stuff that
What?
happened after Anna Jay and Abaddon's match is not part of this discussion. We're going match to match.
How?
You'll
Oh my
see
God,
if you
that's
shut the fuck
insane.
up and play along. Like I told you, I'm the fucking host. I told you what we're
well,
doing.
you know, I'm trying to get
You're
a fucking
listening.
Uber to leave here, man. I've been here for
Okay.
fucking 12 hours trying
Break
to
the
teach Craig
fucking
how to
tie.
fucking do a board.
Break the tie. Xia and Aaliyah, the
AEW
match. Abaddon and
AEW.
okay,
Yeah.
there we go. So AEW's on the board now. I want to talk about two things that happened after. I want to talk about Velveteen Dream and Loomis and the stuff that happened there, and I want to talk about all of the Dark Order stuff here with Colt
good.
and with Anna Jay, because both are very, very interesting. Let's start, since you're chomping at the bit, with the AEW side. Anna Jay, good wrestler. Abaddon making her debut and pretty much taking her to task. Brody Lee coming into the rescue. While he's there, Evil Uno delivers, I don't know, an invitation, a contract. I don't know what that would be.
Contract.
But clearly, they're recruiting Colt. And Colt clearly
was receptive.
Yeah. Last week, he went in the door. So you've got their little thing playing here. I think this is why, Brian, also the significance why I gave it its own topic. Wanted to keep the match separate.
Well, I don't know if we see eye to eye on that, but that's okay. So I don't know with this. I mean, it was a contract. So you guys did hear it was a contract for Mr. Brody Lee and Colt to tag. They have a match next week.
Okay.
Together on Dynamite. That's what that was. It was a contract for Mr. Brody Lee to tag with Colt. So, and Colt accepted the invitation. That match is set for next week. Now, in the mid, they also had, like you said, the whole Anna Jay shit and her going with the Dark Order. That's intriguing to me. So,
yeah, you and I talked a lot about a
8.
female that would join them. Did you think it would be
Exactly,
her?
yeah.
So do you think
no, I didn't.
As they begin?
What's that, Rob?
I said, so do you think as they begin to recruit some of these on-air or these in-ring talents, that some of the gimps will slowly kind of fade away?
They don't have any gimps. I mean, at this point, they're all people that they've like. We all know who they are under the masks at this point. I know, like when they first introduced Dark Order, they all had, it was pretty much they didn't have any names for anyone. But now we have
Uno
5,
and Grayson.
We have 10.
Well, no, they always had Uno and Grayson.
Uno.
They always had Uno and Grayson, I thought.
Well, no, they did, but I'm saying it's not a mystery to who these people are. I guess maybe Uno because we haven't seen him unmasked, but everyone else that they've recruited. What was that, Rob? You're breaking up.
Nothing.
Oh my God, you fucking slob.
So
But
Daniel
man.
Price is suggesting that
AEW all the way.
Well, we haven't voted yet because we haven't even discussed
well,
what happened on the other side. Daniel Price is saying that she'll use her feminine wiles to help lure Colt. That Brody's getting Anna Jay as a way to lure Colt. That's an interesting angle.
I don't know about that.
But it's an interesting angle.
I don't know. I don't know how.
Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either.
That's very like attitude era. I don't like that.
Like
She's a wrestler, bro.
That'd be like watching Adam hook up with a girl. I don't want to see that.
You guys always say this to me. It's a possibility. Who knows where it could go?
Who knows?
It's just an interesting twist.
Yeah. No.
On the other side, we have Velveteen Dream saying, he can't challenge for the title, but he doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need to be part of a tag team. Dexter Loomis is lurking and drops a drawing of them as tag champs. We earlier in the night, Rob, introduced, now 4 teams, let's say, in the tag division. Could Velveteen, while Adam Cole and while this other stuff we know that's going to play out later on in the night and he's not part of it, could he be heading to the tag division with Loomis?
We're not coming up on Dusty, are we?
They change it every year. Tell me.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm not.
I don't even mean that as a knock.
Yeah, I'm not super excited about the Loomis thing, Loomis and Velveteen thing. First, Loomis has something going on with Roddy right now, which just keep that there, right? Let that be that thing. Velveteen,
he said it right though. Him and Loomis are somewhat aligned right now because they're both fucking with Undisputed.
Right. So maybe they have tag matches together against Undisputed,
and then they don't get along and they have a feud. I don't mind a Velveteen Loomis feud. I don't like them as partners.
They need to. They did Velveteen completely wrong in the Adam Cole feud. I think part of that's the fact that they didn't have fans.
Do you think part of that also played into what happened outside the ropes? with Velveteen in the pictures and not knowing where. I mean,
no, because nobody pressed charges on him. There was one thing that came out. It disappeared.
Yeah, no.
It's dead and gone.
but at the time we were taping, maybe they didn't know how it was going to play out, and they were afraid to pull the trigger.
Maybe. But even the feud that led up to that match, I thought was kind of not well done.
Bus, check the tape. He says Dusty's usually around Mania weekend. No, I'm pretty sure they've changed it every week here.
It has done different times.
Yeah, it was over the
Did you see
summer a couple times.
Did you see Bus's other comment above that?
What? Which one? About Bianca? Oh yeah, he says I'm good friends with Bianca Belair. She had a situation earlier in her years and has bronchitis, I believe. That's why she hasn't been at. I think we reported that on
She's
Monday.
been at the piece. She's doing. The question was why call Bianca up if you're not going to use her.
Okay.
The answer is I don't know, but yeah, the bronchitis thing is real.
Okay.
That's cool that Bus knows her.
Yeah.
So the Velveteen Dexter feud, and I guess I'll call it the Dark Order recruiting. Brian, I'll let you vote first this time.
I mean, I already fucking casted my vote, but I'll say it again. Anna Jay, Colt Cabana, and AEW in the Dark Order.
All right. I'm gonna agree with you because Velveteen and Loomis didn't give me any conclusions of anything.
Yeah, it's kind of weak.
So Rob, I still want to go to
Yeah.
your vote though.
No, I'm going to go AEW. I think I've never seen Colt Cabana as a heel, so it's intriguing to me to see that. Anna Jay, I don't know anything about one way or the other. So her joining the Dark Order, where it's cool that you're getting some female talent in there, which if he's going to be like Vince McMahon, he needs to completely squash her all the time. But it's cool they're getting female talent in there. But as far as her going there, unlike Brian, it's not a big deal to me. It's cool, not a big deal. Brian's heartbroken, but whatever, So, but AEW wins this.
No, he said he liked her more in the group chat.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Because of the Dark Order.
Kayfabe.
Brother.
Sorry,
No,
sorry.
I like the way her character is going. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. Character. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To read it right.
All right. So AEW's up 2-1. Let's move on.
Hey,
This one I gotta say, this is an easy one I think for AEW. Billy Gunn with the Gun Club, MJF and Wardlow. On the other side, we have Damian Priest, Killian Dane. Okay, if memory serves me correctly, Priest debuted and kind of had a mini TV feud with Killian Dane.
This has been versus who cares. Is
Okay.
what this is, and I hate to be mean.
And the has-been, I assume you mean, is Killian Dane,
Mhm.
who has never been utilized right. He wasn't utilized right in Sanity. He had a
I thought he
Rumble
was-
appearance that was fine.
I thought he was great in Sanity.
Well, but he was not booked ever to win anything or go anywhere, and there was no North American title back then, and they didn't even hold the tag titles, but I think for a second, and
Yeah.
he wasn't considered the one who held them. Anyway, and Damian Priest, I discovered tonight why I'm not a huge fan, Brian. I think, and I'm stealing this line from Rob, not in regards to Damian Priest, but he moves at Ambrose speed. So this match just was what it was. On the AEW side, Billy Gunn, this was built up from last week. MJF, you got the Gun Club at the side. Wardlow is messing around, gets taken out by Billy Gunn. Lucha, Taurus, and Jurassic Express and them are going to tangle it up after the match. You've got a lot more than just an MJF victory over Billy Gunn, which we all knew was inevitable.
Right.
You have
Yeah.
a lot more to that story. And that's why I said right off the bat I would give it to AEW. The other story is nothing. It has nothing.
Yeah. Again, like I said, has been who cares. And not trying to be mean again, but yeah, AEW had MJF is always fun to have in the ring, running his gun, running his suck, as we used to say in the Marine Corps. And seeing Billy Gunn in the ring looking good too, man. I'm saying, hey, give Billy all the fucking credit in the world. He looked good tonight.
Daniel Price
Hey.
is saying Wardlow versus Jungle Boy has been brewing for a while. I don't think so. I think Wardlow and Luchasaurus has been brewing, and I think MJF and Jungle Boy has been brewing. That's why.
and they announced what's it called? Luchasaurus against Wardlow in a lumberjack match. So they announced that a few weeks ago, and it was supposed to happen, and never did. But now apparently they just announced it.
Yeah, that's
it's
for
gonna
next
happen
week.
Next week.
So
Yeah.
AEW hands down here.
I think a lumberjack
Yeah.
match is going to be fun with AEW.
It would.
Yeah.
It would.
Totally. Oh yeah.
This next topic, guys, just stay with me for a second, okay? Here, because both both shows did a bunch of vignettes and interviews and little things here, and I want to put them all together for the vote. On the AEW side, we have Sammy and Jericho having a backstage interview about why they did what they did to Freshly Squeezed. We have Britt and and Tony, and we thought Rebel, but it turns out it's Big Swole at the wheel. And then we also have on the other side Thatcher doing a submission class or whatever he was doing there. And we have therapy for Roddy. And then we have the big Regal announcement. So let's start with AEW. Sammy and Jericho, Sex Gods. We beat up OC. It was a normal Jericho promo. I'm not going to say it wasn't good or anything like that, but it wasn't any. It's almost become standard for him to put this type of promo together. Brits, I like the consequence. Didn't they say she was out 6 to 8 weeks? We're getting close. So they're setting her up for a feud before she even comes back with Big Swole here. So that's a good build. And her clothesline shit all night, sending comments back and forth to Tony. Yeah, very funny. Yeah. She fires Rebel. Rebel's like, "Oh, I'm free." She goes, "No, you're rehired." I'm going to include that here. So that was all fun. It definitely, Rob, beat Thatcher's submission class.
Look, I don't want to take anything from it, right? I thought Thatcher's submission class was actually, I'm not a fan of his. He bores the fuck out of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like an uglier Oni Lorcan.
It was okay.
You're crazy.
It was just okay, though, at the end of the day.
So, but tonight's, the thing they did from the submission class, I thought that was great. I thought it actually gave me something about him to like. Like, oh, I like this. They're going to push him as this vicious submission guy, and they're teasing it. They're building it up that way. I thought that was great. I know we're probably going to go the other way here as far as voting goes when we get there.
Well, my thing is, okay, and this is where my comments are coming from, Rob. After the Thatcher thing, which was better than average and was good and made me interested in him. I agree with all your points. You get two great segments from NXT. The therapy with Roddy was awesome. We see that Kyle has been growing a quarantine beard, and pretended to be his therapist. So that was a money segment. All of it. Roddy trying to confront the trunk at the end,
running down the street.
Yeah, and Adam Cole even at the end, he goes, "Well, I think it went well, despite the fact that Roddy ran off. Like, come on, get the car. We got to go pick him up." You know, I mean,
right.
it was very humorous and it was entertaining, and it got all those guys off, and it brought Kyle back. So good for them. And then you follow it up with Keith Lee smashing the hourglass, saying, "You're mine." They go to the ring. Him and Cole basically say similar after the commercial, and then we have Gargano come up and said, "I'm still here," and Finn says, "I'm coming after North American because I've never held it, and then I'm coming after you, Cole."
Right.
And he dropped a couple things. He said, "Oh, yeah, Adam, you're a transitional champion."
Yeah.
381 days.
Ooh. Right, yeah.
So that was hilarious to me and a good pop. And then we have Regal come out and announce, "Hey, you three," and I mean you three, Gargano, Lee, and Finn are going to fight next week for the North American title in a triple threat. And the winner will go on to face Adam Cole July 8th. Winner takes all the gold match. That is a great booking to bring kind of a bunch of top guys there in the division. Altogether, one story and two great matches.
And what that could spawn also is, let's say they do a kind of an Ultimate Warrior thing where they make them drop the North American after they win it. Then you get a tournament. I love it.
And also, Keith Lee can look strong because, let's face it, I think Finn's going to pin Johnny, and then Finn's going to face Cole. I mean,
you said that was for July 8th?
Yeah.
July 8th.
Okay.
So they're going against the second night of Fyter Fest with that.
You have something to do with that?
Right.
Oh,
right.
So they're going head-to-head with Fyter Fest.
They're going to go against
that's
night
what
2.
I'm saying. They're showing their cards right now. They're getting their, they're stacking their ammo, if you will, against AEW.
Do you want to make that point you made when we were watching?
I will when I vote.
Okay.
So I'm going to let Brian vote first. We have all that stuff on AEW, all the vignettes, Britt, Sammy, Jericho, and then we have Thatcher, therapy for Roddy, and the big Regal announcement with all those other guys in the ring. on the NXT side. Who's your pick here?
No, you know what? I have to live up to my name. I'm biased, Brian, so I'm going to go with AEW. And of course, I mean, I didn't see the thing with Thatcher on the NXT side, so can't really say.
Maybe you should take a quicker shit next time.
I wasn't shitting, man. Come
sorry,
on, I don't even have a TV. I had to watch it at the fucking dry cleaner
He was
through the window.
He was slapping it to SpongeBob.
I think it was Squidward. Look at his face. He's like Joe Camel.
He does.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Rob, what's your vote?
Look, I got to go NXT on this one.
Consequence, right?
Nothing, no hate on AEW here. But, yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much better in professional wrestling than having Johnny Gargano, Keith Lee, Finn Balor, and Adam Cole in the ring with William Regal coming in at the end. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. And then a belt-for-belt guarantee, like, this is going to happen. You know, and there's so many angles here. I mean, you got, Cross, who knows? He might be pissed at Keith Lee for breaking the hourglass, but he still wants a piece of Adam Cole.
Well, and what's a triple threat, Rob? It's a no DQ.
Right.
So Cross could come in and take Lee the fuck out.
Right.
And just go away with him.
And at the same time, Johnny and Lee are having their little spat too. So there's really just a love triangle of hate here.
And that boils over into Candice and Mia.
Or hate triangle. Yeah, exactly. Right.
I mean, you got lots of things going on here, and consequence is king.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with NXT. And Brian, I want you to listen closely here of why I'm picking this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Sometimes the AEW booking is a little bit chaotic. There's not necessarily some rationale or some control over it.
Mm-hmm.
NXT, Raw, SmackDown, guilty of the same thing. But the one thing NXT has over all the other brands that I just mentioned is William Regal. Here's a guy who can come out and have that impactful moment. I got 4 guys in the ring. Technically, none of them have any power. So they can't settle this on their own.
Right.
Here comes Regal to save the day. Not only does he book a bomb-ass triple threat, but which who knows what's going to happen there. We kind of just suggested it. And then for Fyter Fest Night 2, he's going to book Adam Cole and probably Finn Balor for all the gold. And Finn alluded to it tonight. North American wasn't around back in his day, so it's the only title he hasn't held. So this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Oh, sorry. Go on, Rob.
No, go ahead, please.
No, I was just going to say that I've been I'm with you that I wish Raw, SmackDown. I miss having just like an impartial kind of a GM or commissioner type of role on the show, and I could see AEW maybe at some point doing it. I know
the Jack Tunney days.
What's that?
Go back to the Jack Tunney days. He just showed up when he needed to on video.
Exactly. And I mean, they don't have to overdo it. Regal's just always been kind of down the middle, and he's not all over the show or anything. So, I mean, I'm totally with you. I'm on board.
I actually thought you would fight that point, Brian. So you're disappointing me right now. I thought we were gonna have a good sparring match, but I look. There's There's something to be said, and you can overplay a general manager or commissioner role.
Absolutely. John Laurinaitis.
You can definitely overplay your cards there. But there's something to be said that every sports league or fighting league or anything in the fucking world has a general manager, a commissioner, a president, or whatever. I don't see
you need an authority.
An authority person. Yeah, sure. So I think that AEW could use that. Honestly, because right now it feels like Jericho's that anyway, but I mean,
yeah, he banned the crowd.
Yeah, he did. So
yeah,
I think they could go with it. But yeah, I like Regal in the situation.
But again,
have you guys considered who it would be?
I've considered
Jericho.
The type of character it would be, Brian. And hear me out here. Imagine if because AEW wants to change week to week and kind of flare and grab ratings, so to speak. Imagine a GM who just came out and that's all he cared about. And he's like, Matt Hardy is going to face Matt Jackson in one-on-one action for the first time ever. They're like, why? We're not even fighting with each other. We're kind of buddies. He's like, because ratings. I want ratings, and he just everything he books is just. He's like, you guys are going to be in a ladder match.
See, I would actually like it if Dustin retired, became the new GM, and then when Cody and the Bucks, all of them came to them like, hey, I want to do this. He'd be like, no. This is not the family thing. This is my job. I'm going down the middle with it. I think
Dustin is a perfect candidate. You're absolutely right.
Yep. Welcome.
Dustin.
You're welcome.
That's a
You're
good
welcome.
pick.
That is a great pick.
What about you? What about co-GMs?
No.
Connor,
You're
Victor,
going-
they're not doing anything.
Connor,
You can
okay.
hire them.
All right, Connor and Victor. I'm down.
Yes.
Next topic. This one's a little weird. We have Caden Carter with Casey Catanzaro taking on Dakota Kai with Raquel Gonzalez against Cody and Ricky Starks. Excuse me. Can't even read my own fucking writing. We said this last week. I want to start on the AEW side. No disrespect to Ricky, okay? But when you're booking a guy that fights every week in a match that's a couple weeks out to face Hager, he's not losing the title. So you did your job tonight to make Ricky Starks not look like a jobber and have an actual debut and a good match there, even in a losing effort. But nobody in a million years thought he was winning.
No, I didn't think he was winning.
So,
but he's a champion. I mean,
know
Cody's a champion.
I want to take away a little bit more of, and again, no disrespect, Ricky. I want to talk about what Cody said beforehand.
Okay.
Before we even found out about Ricky. And I think you know what I'm going with, Brian. He asked the question. He asked a couple questions. Am I elite? Is Nightmare still a family? What do you think about those, Brian? You think that's some allusion to something? Foreshadowing?
No. I mean, a little bit. He's always lately he's kind of flirted, his relationships with the Bucks and all them. He's kind of separated himself. So, I don't know. But just going back to the whole, the championship thing, I think the whole appeal is just having, you don't know who's going to show up. I think they like that. That's kind of the thing. I mean, we know Cody's going to win. It's more about who's going to show up that's not in AEW right now. That's the appeal, because this is the only title that people can challenge that aren't signed to AEW.
Not all the time. Not all the time. I mean, if you do it as a one-off, okay, so he came in tonight. Oh, it's cool. We get to see a new face. But, if I'm every week seeing somebody come in for this belt that I have no idea who they are, I have no idea. And to all you marks out there that watched NWA, bless you. God bless you.
Like Jeff Cobb.
Right. I'm glad that you marked out for him coming out. And I thought the match was fan-fucking-tastic. But if you come out every week with somebody that I don't know, my interest in those matches is going to drop every week.
I don't think it's going to be every week.
No, but think about this, Brian. We had Wardlow really not doing anything for a long time, and we called him Wigwam and all sorts of names because we didn't care. Yeah. Now he's had a little bit of character progression, and he's cool, and he's interesting a little bit. And now when he's booked in a lumberjack match next week, we care. We have a connection. You have to start somewhere with them. Now, you were excited the moment he debuted because you knew him from somewhere before, but not every fan is a mark. Yeah. There are still the Fruity Pebbles out there who have to learn. And take an example, because we kind of went by him real quickly, but Rob and I were talking off air. Hangman Page, I did not know this guy before AEW, and I've loved every second of his character maturation.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just if you ask me to rank a top guy, number one, I'm throwing Jericho off the list. He's not even in the question, and then I'm telling you Hangman Page.
Here's why I think that Cody winning the TNT, I'm just going to call it the TV title. If you don't like that, I don't fucking care. I'm going to call it TV title.
It's called the TNT, bro. It's the TNT.
All right. I don't like
Dynamite.
Cody winning or having the TNT title. So the appeal, no, hear me out. The appeal of the WCW television title was that the matches were always kind of a coin flip. Like when Arn held it forever, you could assume that Arn was gonna beat people, but every match felt like this could be the match he loses. When Sting had it, every match you felt like he could lose it. Muta, same way. They were always incredible matches with competitors who were on equal playing fields that could vie for the championship.
Yeah, the belief in a false finish is important.
Yeah, Cody's up there. I mean, Cody on this roster he's top of the guard. And to have him have this belt that I think should be building others, creating better rivalries and showing us better character developments and new talent that could face each other and you don't know who's going to win, I think creates more excitement. For me, unless the Cody thing gets really revved up real quick with something big, I'm kind of falling off the train. And I don't mean I'm sorry. I need to believe that somebody's coming in to fight for a title that has a chance to win.
Yeah, if you're going to do it every week, I agree with Rob 100%. It's nothing negating anybody else, but you have to stick to the formula, and you can't just have Cody cutting the same promo, or maybe he takes a heel turn.
Unless he's a heel. If
Maybe
he's
he
a
takes the
heel,
turn.
if he's a heel, you can do what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, he's been flirting with kind of joining like a new formation of the Four Horsemen. Sorry, couldn't get that out.
Now here.
So if he goes that way, that would be kind of interesting.
So Brian,
Yeah.
they were talking about it on the board here on YouTube. They're saying that he put 4 up against his chest after the match
There you
tonight.
go. All
There
right.
you go. But you know us marks reading into things too much. I'm pretty sure this was his 4th title defense.
I'm not hating what it's been. I'm hating what it could be if you continue the trend
Or
too
not
long.
his 4th match with the TNT Championship. But
Again, not hating what it's been. I've enjoyed the entire thing. I'm just saying if you
Yeah.
continued for too long like this, it would start to get stale.
Okay.
they got to kick it in its teeth a little bit. And maybe that's how he retains against Hager, Rob. Everybody thinks that he's going to lose against Hager. He's questioning, am I elite? Am I, part of the family anymore? Well, guess what? Maybe here it is. He's distancing himself completely, and he gets himself new people because he said, I don't see Hangman out here with me. I don't see the Bucks. So he's pretending to be all alone. And the board was insinuating earlier that Arn and Flair flirting with Monday and Orton, they're in a race to be the next J.J. Dillon, is what Daniel Price said,
Yeah.
to form a new horseman kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
And on the Facebook board, Seneca Mark Andrew Homeyer saying that Cody's flashed the 4 fingers twice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's okay.
No, so he's been doing that a lot lately.
So there's something there.
I mean,
yeah.
look, and the whole thing about him saying, am I still in the elite? They've all slowly made a transition away from each other.
Except for the Stampede,
absolutely.
but that didn't include Cody.
Except for the Stampede. But I said this the night of the Stampede. I made the comment. I think the Stampede was the swan song for the elite.
For now.
For now, exactly. Yep.
I mean, do they team back up in 2 years from now and everybody's like, oh my God, holy shit. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and then you have one of them turn. Yeah, that would be a great moment.
I
I just think that
blood and guts at some point.
I think they've all gone their own way now. They've all gone their own way. I don't see them getting back together anytime soon as a faction.
I think it would be. I mean, if we were to speculate the 4, do we think that FTR would be part of that Horseman?
Probably.
I think FTR. I like this. Sean Spears and Cody.
I think it would be. I don't think Spears.
Okay, who?
Because then you have Tully and Arn. It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would think
So
if
what?
you're smart, you want to do something really fun and out of left field, you make it seem like it's Spears. Then Tully turns on him to reveal the 4th member,
which is
Matt Cardona.
Hogan. Oh.
Matt Cardona.
Yep. Him and Cody are tight beyond kayfabe.
Yeah.
That would
I'm
be
not-
a nice debut.
That doesn't excite me very much.
No, I'd rather see him
Neither
go
does
against
Spears.
Cody, to be honest.
Sorry, no offense, Ty.
I think Spears would be a great addition. Spears would be that 4th spot that always rotated. You get Spears for a little bit, and then maybe you bring in Hangman, takes a heel turn, and he becomes the Barry Windham
No,
version.
Hangman has to be the leader of any faction he's in from this point on.
No, Hangman needs to be just a solo cowboy.
I want him
Needs
to be
just
like
stay on his
Austin level.
lonesome.
Yeah, I want him to reach Austin heights. That's where I see Hangman.
Austin
go.
Powers? Who?
No.
Stone Cold?
Yeah. I think Hangman's
Yeah,
character
baby.
it has a lot of similarities, but it's very unique in and of itself.
All right.
Let's move on. That's obviously
moving
AEW's
along.
up 4-2.
Hell yeah.
Here's
Next.
the Bucks versus the Superbad Death Squad. We got Blade and Butcher coming out at the end. Man, Butcher was blown up. And then FTR comes out.
drunk.
We got all 8 guys there. And on the other side, we have Bronson Reed against Leon Ruff. These 2 matches back-to-back were very lull points NXT night. No offense to Caden Carter, Dakota Kai, Bronson Reed, or Leon Ruff, but you were on a roll, and we actually had some decisions to make.
You got to
than
take
these
a break.
matches have.
You got to take a break. Sometimes you got to be like,
Right?
So the Bucks win, and the melee ensues. I don't need to talk about this a bunch.
No.
I'm just going to give the point to them. But if you guys want to add anything, please do.
I'm gonna give it to. I'm gonna get haters for this. I know you're gonna fucking hate me for this, and I don't care. I'm gonna give it to NXT, not because I thought it was a better segment, just because I refuse to give a point. I refuse to vote for the Bucks. Just refuse.
Okay, Brian.
I knew
the
when
point
you guys
to
were watching
AEW.
that match, you were probably complaining so much.
Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. You
Make your
you went-
vote so that we can move on.
Oh, I didn't hear. Sorry, I didn't hear. You guys went dark.
I
I'm gonna
vote-
say AEW. No, the fucking Bucks match. That was a great match. I mean, we knew what was gonna happen, but what?
Now that I'm enjoying your. I'm gonna give the point to AEW. I'm gonna be fair. AEW gets the point. Obviously, much better segment.
Hey.
And Bunny and Blade. Always good to see. Not Bunny, but always good to see the Butcher. He's drunk off his ass and still in the ring.
He is not.
I mean,
Nope, he is
totally
sober
blown
as
up.
hell.
Totally blown up.
He was wearing a nice
and-
9 Inch Nails shirt. If you know.
To see the double the double what do you call it? Brainbuster? What is the Brainbusters? The fucking
What are you talking about?
the pile driver from the top rope. What's it called again? Where they come
The
down.
Meltzer driver.
The what?
I'm not going to help
The
him.
Meltzer driver.
No, the Meltzer drive. No, the one that they do at the end where one of them puts him in the pile drive and the other one pushes his foot down from the top rope.
Yeah, and he does a flip.
No,
No flips.
no flips. It's a fucking pile driver. And
Oh, are you talking about FTR?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the Bucks. Sorry.
Well, they did
Your
it too.
connection is a little. I'm in Jeddah now. I took a bus. Now I'm in Jeddah.
Anyway,
So my
Spike
internet-
Pile
Spike
driver.
pile driver.
Sorry.
Thank you. God, it was so simple. It was just. ugh.
DP says with the new name, does that make Ford their McLovin? Also, he added not just that dad joke, but he says Hangman and Kenny are divorcing soon. Yeah, no shit. I think it's possible that best friends could beat him at Fyter Fest. I think it's possible.
Probably.
You know more about Kenny than I do, Brian. Kenny has
Yeah.
slowly let the blonde and lighter hair go, and his hair's been getting darker and darker. Rob, I think, was
Ooh.
the one who said this. We all expect Hangman to turn. What if Kenny turns?
So you're judging that just by the color of his hair.
Hey, subtleties, brother.
Subtleties, brother.
That is-
Subtleties.
I learned
Wow.
from
Well, that's
rose-colored
one of the
Rob
things
at
that
the
people have
Marked Out
kind of-
Dojo about the subtleties of wrestling.
That's true. People have been kind of clamoring for Kenny Omega to go more of a heel route and go back to the cleaner type of gimmick that he had, and he did have dark black hair when he was doing that. So maybe you're onto something.
Think I might be seeing the slow
So
transition.
Samoa Joe,
Maybe.
you take your 33 and a third chance
see.
minus my 25% chance.
Daniel Price says he's teasing the cleaners. So we got Cody teasing Four Horsemen. We got Omega teasing cleaner. Lots of teasing.
Teasing.
We mentioned Penelope Ford in that
Tease.
mix, so that works.
Speaking of teasing.
We're up 5-2. AEW NXT finally has some competition here. I like Cage. I love Taz. I like Mox. Every week you're doing these outdoor promos against each other that, yeah, there's some gems, but it's essentially the same. Why not have Mox fight anybody, and then you have a promo from the ramp or something, or vice versa? Have Cage fight anybody.
I disagree.
I don't want to say that either promo was bad. I like what Taz
Yeah,
said.
I don't know why you have to do that. I mean, they're
Yeah, I mean, and the who better at the end. I liked, everything that Taz said. I did. My thing was, it felt too much like they're just stalling till Fyter Fest with this feud, where they could be showing us the monster that Brian Cage is.
Okay, so call me old-fashioned here, all right? And I'm sure you will.
old-fashioned.
But I always enjoyed more the champion who you did not see fight all the time. And I'm going to go back to Hogan because I was a Hogan mark as a child. That was my hero as a child. You never saw Hogan fight on the Monday show, right? You would see him occasionally on Saturday night's main event.
But his challenger would fight, right?
Right. And that's where I was getting with. So when you say Moxley come out and beat somebody, I don't want to see Moxley fight other people. He's a champion.
He
should
doesn't
be
have to.
He should be fighting people for the title, right? When it's applicable. As far as Cage, though, if you want to build him up to be a challenger, a strong challenger for Moxley, besides just the fact that he looks like a fucking ox, but if you want to build him up, have him have matches every week and fucking destroy people, not jobbers.
So you want to see squash matches?
No, Well,
they could be, or
semi.
They could be a little bit squash at first, but when you're trying to build a contender, give them somebody legit to beat up.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like Colt Cabana or Darby or something that.
Let him beat up Joey Janela every week. I'm down for that.
No.
I'm totally down for that.
No.
Yeah.
To have him throw him the fuck around every week.
I hate you for that. I hate you for saying that. I hate you from all the way from Jeddah. I fucking hate you.
Guess what? You're getting stuck on a plane.
By the way, on the NXT side, Adam Cole has kind of done that, especially during COVID. I'm the champ. I'm not wrestling until it's for the belt. You guys figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll be back when it's the title match.
That's how it should be.
It is. On the NXT side, though, to go against Mox and Taz Cage here, I'm sorry, and this is why I guess I didn't like the Cage Taz Mox stuff as much, but Santos Escobar, gave a great promo to explain his unmasking last week, to explain his new faction, and kind of push him as the champion of his division. And I bought into it. Not just a great promo, I bought into it.
Yeah.
I was all over this guy. I'm like, wow. I still don't care about his two cronies, but he almost set himself up as like the Seth Rollins of NXT, at the very least, the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, and I like the new strap on the belt, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I like Drake coming out.
Yep.
Short and sweet. Yeah, I got a lot of guts, but I don't have much brains in trying to tack 3-on-1.
Yeah. Solid, vicious promo from a heel champion explaining his origin story, and then the hero challenger running in there just to get demolished brutally. Perfect. Whole segment was perfect. They should, when they went back in the gorilla, they should have got a little round of applause.
We might need a Roddy on the board for Sklenar. He says, my perfect day is to wake up, drink my Red Bull, and see Joey Janela get pinned.
No.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this.
Hang on. So who was
Roddy
you said
approves.
Santos Escobar, and it was his two buddies, right?
Yeah,
Raul Mendoza.
and Joaquin Wilde.
All right, so here's the problem, though, because I believe on Monday Night Raw, I saw Raul Mendoza wearing a Sasha Banks T-shirt in the crowd. All right, that's fucked up. That ruins the whole fucking thing.
No, I agree. I saw a meme out there that's got a picture of one of the PC audience people wearing an iconic shirt, booing Peyton Royce.
Yeah.
I'm just like
come on.
We're beyond that. We're not talking about money.
Adam actually said this earlier, and I agreed, which is odd. But he said, the people on outside of the ring at AEW, they just look like they're having really fucking a lot of fun. And
did you see the intro, Brian, when the camera was going down and everybody was doing like a grease type of dance?
I mean, they're having fun. NXT, they look like prisoners. They look like they. Oh God, it's like a slave trade in there.
I gotta
it's
clap
horrible.
when they tell me to for $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Right.
Yay!
Don't move. Don't wear a mask.
I can lose my identity out here. Yay!
Cheer for Aaliyah.
We're getting a little long-winded in the show, and I want to get to the main event and our awards.
Okay, come on.
But I'm going with NXT for my vote for this segment. Rob?
I'm gonna go NXT as well.
Biased one? What do you think?
AEW all the way. AEW, bro.
Okay. Well, going into
Joey
the main
Janela
event.
for life.
No, Joey Janela, please. 5-3 going into the main event. AEW's win. Take two. Go with take two. AEW's winning. We have the best friends, I believe, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, putting their number one contendership on the line against the Sex Gods. We got Matt Hardy on commentary. And on the other side, we have the women's tag match, Tegan and Shotzi against Sasha and Bailey. Brian, we're going to start with AEW. What was the best friends number one contendership on the line here?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they eked it. They get the win, which I'm fine with. Sammy and Jericho, they can eat a pin in tag matches all day long. Sex Gods don't matter. They're never going to be champs. So it doesn't really affect the division. But both of these matches had some good-ass consequence at the end. And AEW, although the match was good, I don't mean to overshadow it, Trent getting the pin, but OC getting some retribution on Jericho when we find out that they're going to have a match at Fyter Fest. I kind of marked out a little for this one, Brian. What was your take?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, I definitely didn't see Orange Cassidy as the cameraman. Like, you see it right at the end. He just subtly kind of trips up. Who was it? Jericho? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was Sammy. trips him up on the apron, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you slowly see him start kind of taking off his, the hat and all the gimmick and stuff. But that was the most fire that I've ever seen from Orange Cassidy so far in AEW. So I fucking loved it. I mean, and now they announced the match with him and Jericho at Fyter Fest. Like, this is great. We were wondering where this whole feud was going to go a couple weeks ago when we saw, Orange Cassidy walk in the background, but now that they're having a full-on match, I fucking love this.
Brian, do you think that that Jericho's going to put Orange Cassidy over?
I don't think so.
No?
No, yeah, I don't think he can.
No,
I don't think he can. I
no.
think just them having a competitive match puts him over enough.
Think
I don't
about
think he needs
this,
to win.
though. Brian, OC wins and Jericho loses his fucking mind.
Jericho's such a great loser.
Such a great
He
loser.
is.
I want to see that. Okay, because let's be honest. At the end of the day, nobody gives a flying fuck if Jericho takes that pin.
Nobody.
Nobody cares.
I think-
Are we going to
you're
go,
right, you're right.
oh, Jericho's
Yeah.
legacy's tarnished?
More people would respect that, actually.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's true. And Orange Cassidy, let's face it, away from a belt, away from a true gimmick, a third guy in a trio faction has made himself into a guy we care about fighting Jericho. Give him the victory. Give him the victory.
I just think the numbers factor will come into play with the Inner Circle, and I think that's
it
ultimately
usually
kinda
does,
cost.
but we didn't have Proud and Powerful on the show tonight. They didn't come out. Hager didn't come back, and Sammy didn't make
That's
the save
true.
here. So
I just see
That's true.
I see literally no reason or upside for Jericho to win, and every reason and upside for Orange to win.
All right. Well, we should put a little wager on this one.
What do you
because
wanna
I
do?
feel like
on.
I don't know. We'll have to think about it. No, we
Think
can't do
about it right here. No,
now.
right now.
We're already
Do it.
fucking
No, let's put it on the tape so we can check that shit when you try to renege on it. Come on.
check the fucking tape.
Yeah. What's the
all right,
wager?
well, what do you want to bet on? I don't know. What are we betting on?
you guys think about it. I'm going to go to the NXT side for their main event.
All right, fair enough.
We
Fair
have
enough.
we have a quality match
Uh-huh.
between Shotzi and Tegan, but unfortunately, we knew that they were not going to win. We've also seen Sasha and Bayley now have become the new Charlotte, where they're on every program.
Okay.
They have an excuse here without having to be the champion and kill their women's division of NXT. They have an excuse because they're the tag champs. And I loved every second of having them here. But then I kind of have a mixed bag feeling at the end here. I like that Io comes out and stands tall and takes them both down. But I feel like the women's division that we're trying to rebuild in the wake of Charlotte is not going to get a contender of value yet because Io's going to have to go through Bayley and Sasha here.
I don't know if Io's going to have to go through Bayley and Sasha. I think that was Io pissing on her territory.
She said my NXT several times. I mean,
Yeah.
this is my shit.
I honestly don't see it going further with them than what happened tonight.
Daniel Price has a great consequence for Brian.
What?
He
Yeah.
has to give fellatio to Greg.
I thought Greg was a eunuch.
I don't think Brian's that flexible.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
Yeah, I
Greg,
don't know. That would be a tough one.
I think he was clipped at birth. Hey, Brian.
That's what he said.
Brian,
Yeah, what?
what's your favorite liquor?
My favorite liquor?
Yeah.
I like whiskey.
Okay.
So I mean, any
Okay,
kind
good.
of Jack
All right,
or any
well,
kind
then-
of bourbon.
We're good there. So let's bet a bottle of whiskey on it.
There you go.
Bottle of whiskey
Yeah, Jack Daniels.
sold.
Right.
All right,
Jack.
I'm drinking
There we
with
go.
the winner either way.
All right.
So that's being a cheap dude.
You are.
I'm not involved. Plus, I owe Brian $4.
Please, listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
So I did like the AEW side here. I thought Io coming out here at the end. I thought the featuring. This is a really tough vote here. I'm gonna go with the AEW side because I like that the best friends and OC and the fallout there. I like that they're getting some love and some push,
Mhm.
and I want to give them my vote. Rob,
I'm going to go on the AEW side as well, and not necessarily for better, but I thought NXT missed an opportunity to. Charlotte Flair completely steamrolled every bit of momentum that Rhea Ripley had. Just destroyed all the momentum. And I thought tonight could have been a chance, although you're putting Io over, that's great. Could have been a chance to at least get Rhea a little bit of steam back in her sail. You know?
she seemed like she was the only. Her and Chelsea were like the only women not on tonight.
Right. So I'm
That's
gonna
fair.
I'm gonna go with AEW because of the exclusion of Rhea in this situation.
Brian, it doesn't matter what your vote is because we've already got 2 for AEW, but go ahead and give it.
Right. Well, if it doesn't matter,
All
then
right,
can I
thank
vote
you
for
for your
Hayabusa?
comments.
I miss Hayabusa.
Meant to shit on him. Shoot him.
Nope, you can't shit on it. You can't shit on me. I mentioned
You want to do
Hayabusa.
some?
He's
You want to
the
do some
best.
awards or?
All right, so before we get to who won Wednesday overall, we're gonna do the awards, marked out moment, and Pettytown. I'll kick it off.
Yeah. Okay.
For my marked out moment on NXT was Regal. Regal coming out and making an announcement. Less is more. We don't see him much. He made a big one tonight. And on the AEW side, I loved. And this is such a weird statement to say outside of context, Rob.
Mhm.
I loved seeing the Superman punch tonight. I marked out for it because
Wow.
Orange
Oh,
Cassidy
wow.
delivered it so well to
So well.
Jericho.
Yes, it was.
So those are my marked outs. Brian, what's yours?
Oh man, my marked out. You know what? I'm gonna say on the AEW side, just Joey Janela. He was in there trying to break the fight up after that whole melee. So I thought that was really
Disgusting.
great. No, you can go ahead and give me Roddy. Give me Roddy, please. You can just go ahead and cue that up.
Okay, here it comes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
No, is this? I still don't hear it. That's okay.
Yeah, you
and
get
my
the
NXT one. I don't have a fucking NXT one. You know what?
wah.
I have to take it. Take it easy. WWE is going through a lot of things right now. Obviously, they have the whole COVID thing. I don't want to pile on them. That's not nice.
Get to your fucking
That's not-
point,
that's not-
man.
Well, I'm waiting for you to cut me off. I don't really have one.
So my marked out moment.
I was gonna keep dogging NXT. There you go.
My marked out moment for NXT was it had to be the announcement of the belt for belt. Belt for belt. That was like, that's fucking cool. That's really cool. I like it. The marked out moment for me at AEW was Britt Baker's fucking message thing. Fucking when she just wheeled that
Was
message
like
up to Tony.
clothesline pulley
Yeah,
system.
yeah, fucking. I marked out for that.
And the
so.
first one she said was, "Tony, I hate your green tie."
Right, but if my true mark out moment had to be when they revealed Swole as the driver of the golf cart, I was like, oh yeah, all right. So that was fun.
All right, Daniel Price says, marked out Orange Cassidy. I didn't like him at first. He sold me tonight. Sklenner, Orange is the cameraman. Bus says, even though I saw the rumors, seeing Ricky Stark showing up tonight is huge. He's in his 20s. He put on a really good match.
Yeah,
I mean, you know us guys. If you listen, we're not truly technical. We talk a lot about the storylines here. We saved the technical for the All Elite Hour, which is also on the MOWP network. I don't know what that name is because it's not in the right things for me to read, but welcome, bro. And marked out for Bus. Oh, I just read that. I'm an idiot. Pettytown, last stop. Rob, you want to kick it off here?
Oh man. So my Pettytown, or I don't think I'm ready. If you have yours ready,
I
go
have
ahead.
both of mine locked
Then
and loaded.
You go ahead.
Wow.
Pettytown. Every week on NXT should be as strong as it was tonight. They focused a
very
lot
petty.
on the women's division. They kind of teased the new tag division realignment, and they gave us a champion and champion storyline, which we haven't had since they have two champions. That's good booking, especially going against Fyter Fest. And if it's Balor against Cole for all the gold, that's gonna be one where we got to pause one and dedicate
of the century.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. On the other side, Pettytown here. I'm glad they didn't end the show here. And Brian, you're going to hit me probably hard with this, but it's Pettytown.
Oh, fuck.
The overuse of brawls on AEW is, I think, getting out of a hand. I do not know, and I don't have facts here, but I would say in 2020, 90% of the Dynamites have had a brawl. Half of them have probably ended in a brawl. And it's a little bit Pettytown. I think it's used too much. It was used tonight for Wardlow and Luchasaurus. It was used for Tyson Jericho. It was used for Cody and Archer, who we haven't seen. So anyway,
I hear you.
You got your Pettytowns ready, Rob?
Yeah. So my Pettytown for NXT was why have Casey out with Hayden? What does that do at all?
Reminds us she's there because Dakota beat her the week before, and I guess they just don't want. I mean, what's the point of Dakota and Raquel just beating the shit out of Kate?
No, my turn. My Pettytown for AEW is Joey Janela on my TV.
Oh, you fucking dick!
There you go.
I am furious. I'm growing furious by the minute.
Brian, before I
Next
go
time
to
see you, yes, what?
before I go to the board,
Pettytown?
you want to give your Pettytowns?
Yes, Pettytown for AEW was you know what? Fucking Anna Jay. They're hyping her up, and then all of a sudden
Fucking
she
Anna
loses
Jay
to
made you
Abaddon?
mark out.
What?
Never mind.
Wait, what?
Don't entertain it. Just
It was a
continue.
dad joke. Keep going.
Oh my god. Yeah. So fucking Anna Jay, and for NXT, you know what? I'm gonna give it to for Aaliyah. It took her this long to win. I forget what award we're doing. What award are we doing?
Pettytown.
Is this LOL or this is Pettytown? Yes, Pettytown. But it was LOL. That's all right.
I think he's done.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. On the board, Petty Towns, Finn Balor wearing lifts. That's for bust. No way he's taller than 6 foot. I think he is. And Adam Cole's about 5'10". He's not quite 6 foot.
I've met both of them.
I don't even know. That's generous.
They're both not 6 foot.
Anyway, Petty Town, JR was shitting all over the scary chick that beat Anna Jay. He was saying some rude-ass things on commentary, in my opinion. That's from Sklenner. I wasn't paying attention. When it's 2 shows, it's hard to pay attention to commentary. NXT Finn Balor wearing lifts, as he said. Oh, I already read that. I'm terrible on the board tonight because there's it keeps repeating over here. There's something technically wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, that's it. So now it's time to discuss who won Wednesday, and then we're going to get the F out of here. All Elite Hour will come out sometime between now and Rawsome on Monday. We'll be back on Monday, Rawsome. The post-Paul Heyman era. We'll find out if the plan is undone more or what's going on. We'll find out if Rob's brother-in-law loses his strap.
I can report that he is COVID-free, though.
Oh, well, that's good.
Him and Bianca. No
That's
COVID.
good. That's good to hear.
Yes. That means they won't take the belt just because he's... Anyway. Right. So we've got a lot of good bookings also for next week. Luchasaurus, Wardlow, Lumberjack match, Natural Nightmares, FTR. We've got Keith, Johnny, and Finn, #1 contender and North American title all in one match there. We've got Cross versus Reed, Gaines versus Priest. Who's your winner for this week, Rob? And this was a fucking tough one. Normally it's pretty easy.
I gotta go. I gotta go NXT as the winner tonight, and not necessarily because AEW had an entertaining show. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed most 99% of it. But I guess this is kind of a pity award. Like, I feel bad that NXT hasn't really done anything lately, and tonight was the first time it was like, oh, I see some direction in your product again. It looks like you care again. This is great. You know, so I'm going to give it to NXT.
I also forgot buses reminded me Colt and Brody against Sonny Kiss and Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for Sonny Kiss. I hate Joey. I'm excited for the Brody Colt part, but I hate Joey.
Fuck you.
I
hate you.
Brian.
Yeah.
Who won Wednesday for you?
You want to know who won Wednesday, brother? I will tell you. All right.
Can you do it concisely or Medine style?
No. It's going to be AEW. And the reason why is because what fucking WWE put me through on Monday. They made me sit through 3 hours of that shit. So it really could have just been Cody Rhodes taking a pile of diarrhea in the middle of the ring for 2 hours. I would have still voted for AEW because of what WWE put me through. But AEW was a good show tonight. So either way, it's always AEW.
So Raw was actually, I thought, it seemed to fly by the first time, and it was somewhat intriguing the first hour. The second 2 were horrible. So it was terrible. Man, I talked about the GM earlier, the fact that NXT has one. I do appreciate what they did tonight there. I think if you go wrestling versus wrestling match, AEW wins hands down. We talk about consequence being king, and NXT developed all their division storylines tonight. They didn't do a good job of it after In Your House, but they did tonight. And that's where I'm going to give them the victory. On the board, Sklenner, Daniel Price, thank you guys for sitting out to the end. We are going to close it down. Rob is already standing and dancing if you can see us on the live cast. If you're catching this on the podcast and you didn't listen to Monday night's episode, while Raw may not have been good, the SpongeBob discussion was definitely priceless.
That was worth it.
So, for Rob, or Brian, wherever the hell he is he in Jeddah now? I can't see.
No, I'm with my buddy Kiwi.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much. Wash your hands, wear your masks, still social distance. This shit isn't over. And tune in next time Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's Ravepro.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.